Stavridis mentioned one of the key reasons Russian troops have been struggling on the ground, as he described. NBC News foreign correspondent Matt Bradley has a look at why Russian tanks have become sitting ducks for Ukrainian attacks. Matt, what did you find out?
Yeah, Willie, well, the Admiral just set me up perfectly for this. We can file the tanks under the many, many mistakes that the Russians have made in their assault on Ukraine. You know, I was one of those people who came out in the early days of this fight and said, or before the fight started, and said that, you know, the Russians are going to trounce the Ukrainians. I wasn't alone. We badly underestimated the Ukrainians and really overestimated the Russians. And the tanks are one of the reasons why the Russians' ground battle has been so weak, shocking the world, and has been a scandal for the Kremlin. And here's our report from Ukraine. These days, parts of Ukraine's countryside look like tank graveyards. But something even more spooky stands out. So many of these Russian tanks died the same grisly deaths. They were decapitated, their turrets blown completely off. It's all because of the so-called jack-in-the-box defect that's turned Russia's tanks into hearses. Just look at this crater. This tank was hit, but what ultimately destroyed it was the explosion of its own ammunition. Like in the T-72, which the Soviet Union built by the tens of thousands beginning in the 1970s. The tank's front is heavily armored, built for a head-on attack against Western tanks, but its sides and turret are much more vulnerable. Even worse for Russian tank crews, they're sitting on an almost completely exposed ammunition carousel, built to make the T-72 more streamlined. But when the tank's ammunition explodes, it turns the turret into a cauldron, fueled by its own ammunition roasting inside its own armor. Eventually, the top pops off. The turret itself can fly high into the air, like this one, which plunged back to lodge inside an apartment building. Take me on a tour of the tank. What do you think happened here?
As for this exact tank, I think it was hit twice. First of all, it was stopped by heavy artillery, and after that, it was totally disabled by javelin or in Law.
Yeah.
So that's the place where all the fire started.
Okay.
And after that, it ignited all ammunition inside.
So the men inside were just cooked by their own ammunition.
Vaporized.
So the men inside, when they find their bodies, there's just almost nothing left.
Nothing left at all. No bones, nothing.
The Soviet designers couldn't have anticipated modern anti-tank weapons like the British NLAW or the American Javelin, which feature a dive bomb approach. Nor could they have known about drones. Ukraine is even working on arming small commercial drones with simple bombs that can be dropped from above.
Our army have this bomb, and this is just a copy, and now we are in that moment that we are just going to try to test how to bomb with this drone.
Once you get these going, you can just fly them over tanks and drop bombs onto the tanks.
Yes, this bombs exactly against tank.
The devastation wrought on Russia's tanks have led some military analysts to speculate the tank, one of the 20th century's most effective artillery weapons, may be dead. But many say Russia's tank problem is as tactical as it is technical.
The Russian tanks operate more or less on their own without the support of the infantry and without the support of other elements. That's when we have such precise hits that ignite the carousel and blow off the entire turret.
It's one of the reasons why military analysts say rumors of the tank's death may have been greatly exaggerated.
There is no substitute for a tank. There's no substitute for its firepower, for its protection, and the damage that it can cause.
But like any animal in a hostile new habitat, today's tanks will need to evolve or die. And I got to emphasize here, Willie, the fact is that the problems with the tank, as I mentioned in the story, are as tactical as they are technical. And a lot of those tactical issues were just mistakes within the rank and file of the Russian military, some of their senior officers using and employing the tank on the battlefield in a way that Western observers said was just blatantly wrong and obviously incorrect. They've learned a lot of lessons from that. And that's one of the reasons why we saw so many advances by the Russian ground forces in the Donbass region in the east. But they haven't been learning fast enough because of those weapons. The NLAWs, the Javelins, they're coming fast and furious, and there's already been $10 billion in just U.S. aid alone, U.S. military aid, and that really has, and this has tipped the balance in favor of the Ukrainians. It's been very effective. Willie?
Fascinating report. NBC's Matt Bradley. Matt, thanks so much for bringing it to us. Admiral Stavridis, I'm curious your reaction as you watch that piece. As you've told us over the last several months, so much of the material, the military material that Russia has, dates back to the Cold War.
It does indeed. And, you know, the admiral's going to say this, but take a look at the sea. Willie, you remember when the flagship of the Black Sea Fleet blew up and sank, killing 500 Russians? That's a Slava-class cruiser. It has dozens of cruise missiles topside around its bridge, if you will. This is like driving around in your car with 5-gallon jugs of gasoline surrounding you in the front seat. What do you think's going to happen? Just bad design, bad tactics, bad strategy. You know, Russia's still got a lot of firepower and a lot of capability, but again, Vladimir Putin's hand of cards not enviable at this point.
Well, and Admiral, this points to a fact that we've talked about before. It's not been great. Obviously, we haven't preferred it to be this way, but since 9/11, our troops have been in battle for 20 years, pretty much nonstop until our withdrawal from Afghanistan. We have learned to fight our troops in some of the most difficult circumstances and urban warfare, urban combat. A lot of things got worked out over 20 years, whether you're talking about equipment or strategy. You look at the Russians, it's clear they have a lot to learn. They're third-rate military. And let's point to the Chinese, who we're hearing may be helping the Russians out, too. We're talking about this imminent invasion of Taiwan. Does China even have a general that's fought in a major war?
Not at all. You know, the term we use in the profession is blooded. Has the Army been blooded? Have your soldiers seen combat? Have your generals had to face a daily list of who's been killed, what equipment has been lost? Our armies in the West, and by the way, not just the United States, our NATO allies who came with us and fought with us and died with us in Afghanistan, these are deeply blooded armies. So, no, China has no capability to suddenly launch itself into combat. And I'll tell you, if you're President Xi sitting in Beijing, you're asking yourself this morning, gee, I wonder if my admirals and generals are as bad as those Russians appear to be, because they were all trained in the same system. They all come out of the Soviet military tactics. A lot of the equipment has similarities. Again, I wouldn't underestimate China's military in the least, but they have not seen the kind of combat we have seen. That would be a factor on our side if, God forbid, we end up in a war over Taiwan or the South China Sea. Let's hope we avoid that.
Former NATO Supreme Allied Commander James Stavridis, thank you very much for your insight this morning. We're going to